Hello, Expedition Online. It is day 8 in this party. And let me tell you, I am livid. I trust no one. And that's about it. I won't be surprised if it's me next round because we have a dictator among us. I don't trust Kyle because he hasn't spoken a word to me at all, even though I went to him first and tried to talk to him. He has not talked to me. Clearly, he doesn't need to talk to me. Why? Because he has people with him, right? Gideon, I don't trust him either because he's two-faced, okay? Don't care. He's a freaking liar. I don't have time for liars. And once you cross me, that's it. Number 3. Who else don't I trust? I don't trust Jared because I put his name down as fake and they can go run and tell that. I don't fucking give a shit because I will give them fireworks at the next crossroad if they think that I am the one to mess with. Because trust and believe me, if you weren't on my good side, I will definitely convince the jury otherwise. Period. Fourth of all, honestly, I don't know about Maddie. I don't know about Rob. I definitely don't know about Daniel because these people were on the other side. Yes, they have tried to make an effort, but do I trust them? Not at all. I don't trust nobody. Honestly, I feel like my back is against the wall. I don't feel like Gideon has my best interests. He only cares about his freaking self. I'm not about that life. You can't move in this game unless you have numbers. And I don't understand people's knowledge. I just don't understand. Just if they have told me, well, if we can prove our loyalty to you and by getting rid of Kyle, then will you trust us? Yes, bitch. But until then, I trust nobody. Because that man, nobody in this game can win beside Kyle. Point blank, period. There's no even slate for anybody, not even for Gideon. I'm sorry. It is what it is. He's a strong competitor. He's acting like he can run the game. Oh, I got some fireworks. Oh, I got some tricks up my sleeve. Blah, 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 blah. I don't like being in a game with dictators. And if they don't fucking see it, that's fine. I go out with my head held high and they lose a number on their side. Not my problem. That's theirs. So for the next crossroads, I have to walk with blind faith. I don't have nobody. Ryan is like, oh, I haven't lied to you all game, blah, 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 blah. You never even tried to make the effort to talk to me. I don't even know if it's because you find me intimidated, which I don't blame you, but I feel like some people should conquer their fears. Because I'm allegedly clueless as to what's going on in the game. Guys, you don't understand how frustrated I am with these people. Like, if they don't open their eyes, they're all gonna be demolished. Period. And it is what it is. Like, we don't have no choice. Like, honestly, I knew it was doomsday from the moment that I was put on Ethan's tribe and the people I was on. Like, honestly, if I can come back from this, all glory goes to God, but I am on the skin of my teeth. It will be an easy vote for them to get me out. And honestly, I'm still upset at the fact that they think that I'm clueless as to what is going on. I haven't even worked a day with freaking Kyle. Yeah, I see this stuff. I don't know. Let's pray for them. But guys, if I'm out, I'm glad I'm on jury. Because trust me, I am going to make an impact.
So it seems the game is really starting to be played now. The vote did stick to tribal lines, but I don't think that it's that straightforward anymore. There's been a lot of talk about getting Kyle out. We saw that he was getting pretty nervous with all the shenanigans he was starting at Crossroads. And so if I have the right read on the game, I think it's a matter of when he gets out, not if. And I talked to Maddie and Chantel and Ryan about making a move against Kyle, so I'm open to doing that. I'd like to get Jared on board as well. Um, and so I'll make sure to check in with them before the next crossroads. But overall, I was fine to see Garrett go. He's not someone who had wanted to work with me, and I still have my compass, so things are good overall.
All right, it finally happened. I'm out of the game. Probably the most. I always believe in karma, and this is the most karma I deserve. Obviously, sleeping in for half the day probably does not help my chances. And yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun to play. And looking back at it, the clear thing that went wrong is I shouldn't have slipped in. But then the other one is Justin not being there made it a little bit harder to strategize, and me not telling Gideon a plan beforehand made it hard. So all three of those things kind of lined up to make it for a bad play altogether. And on top of that, I don't know if this is my fault or the other people's fault. It's probably my fault. But I was making just a lot of noise at the crossroads just to make noise. And I think the people that I was going to be working with believed the noise I made, and yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I thought that it was kind of like I'm just like messing around, but they apparently believed me, and it kind of messed up the vote. Anyways, either way, I got 7 votes. If I'm getting 7 votes of the 13 that was that night, then I was going home no matter what. So saw that coming. Again, completely my fault. I completely messed that up. Oh man, but yeah, had a lot of fun. And we'll see how this goes. I think that in terms of people that have a good shot at winning this, I think Justin has a good shot at winning this. I think Maddie has a good shot at winning this. Obviously, if Chantel gets it to the end, she has a shot at winning this, but I think it'll be hard for her. But yeah, no, I think there's only a few names that have like a solid shot. The other ones kind of have to, differentiate themselves. So there's a lot of people doing the same thing, and that's fine. And the only way that works, I've done the same thing. The only thing that works is if you go to the end with people doing the same thing. Otherwise, you have to differentiate yourself. I think they're going to start doing that. So I think the game's going to be wide open after this. I think I was the last easy vote, like I said earlier, and I think this game's going to get wild. And honestly, it's definitely deserved, but I probably going to have a lot of fun eating some popcorn on the jury and yeah, just chilling for the next couple of weeks or so. So it's bittersweet for sure.
So I'm recording this the next day after day 7, just because last night we had a little extended happy hour after the game just to relax and have fun, and I think everyone needed that time to unwind. So shout out to Kyle for setting that up. Day 8 went pretty well. We had our exemption challenge, ended up being in teams, and it was about word association. And I knew this was going to be tricky for people just because some of the questions are a little harsh, like who's clueless, who's fake. I received 3 votes for fake while simultaneously getting votes for genuine and trustworthy, so I understand. Everyone just has a different perspective in this game. I'm happy I wasn't put as much for things like strategic or winning because I don't want people to target me. Feeling really solid about my final 3. Daniel and Maddie and I are definitely all together, and I think we have a really strong chance to make it to the end. Maddie told me that she has a compass, which tells me that she has a lot of trust in me because you don't just tell everyone that. We did have to manage Maddie a little bit just because she was insistent on getting out Kyle, and I understand. I mean, it's always been our plan to eliminate him, and he's still here, and he's playing a good game, and I think he's just getting on her nerves. So I think tonight when we go in might be the time to do it because we do need to pull in someone like a Chantel so that we can get some trust with her and use her as a voting block going forward. Garrett ended up going home because he had 3 votes against him because he missed the challenge. It was just an accident. He did pull me aside, and it was nice. He kind of just apologized for how things went at the swap and how I felt. Word had gone back to him that he felt that I felt that he didn't give me really a chance, which is the truth. I was kind of feeling that way. So it was nice to just move that over. I ended up voting for Gideon because that's what my crew wanted to do. Justin didn't get to strategize because he had tech issues. So I think coming in and just seeing how everything went, Kyle and Garrett had a huge blowout at Crossroads. It was really explosive. And I think Justin, just based on that, went for him, and knowing that he had the 3 votes. So Garrett ended up being eliminated, which I'm fine with as long as it's not our crew. But now I think is the time for us to probably turn on each other. And I think Kyle's the right person to do that. And I think that we could get Rob and Justin on board. So we're going to head in a couple hours here. And we have an endurance challenge coming up. So just got to work on that. So we'll see what happens.
Last night I completely bombed the challenge to start, so that sucked. I didn't know where any of those answers were going. It was funny because Jared had gotten really upset that his name was put down as fake, and I actually put him down as fake. It wasn't meant like his character was fake. I think he's kind of fake in the game as far as he's told me a lot of things and then didn't follow through with them, and so I think as far as gameplay wise, he's a fake player. I don't think his character is fake. I think he's a very genuine person. I said in the beginning, I think he's very likely to win this game because he's very likable. Anyway, bomb the challenge. I'm pretty sure someone who has never talked to anyone of us would have done better than me because they couldn't have done worse. And then my internet goes out. So I don't even know at the time who won the challenge. I don't know where the rest of the answers went. So I luckily get back just in time for Crossroads. And at that point, Garrett's actually back, which I didn't know was even happening because he didn't show up to the challenge. But I hear that Garrett's getting 3 penalty votes. So in my head, I'm like, all right. I really didn't want Garrett to go this time. I would have preferred it to be Gideon. On top of anything, I would have preferred it to be either Kyle or Daniel. Those would have been the 2 people I wanted most to go. But because I wasn't able to strategize with anyone, and I'm knowing Garrett is getting these 3 votes, I'm like, okay, I can't throw him. I don't see how Garrett doesn't get the majority of the votes with this. So I just put my vote on Garrett, and I'm actually hoping that an compass gets played on him, because in my head I'm like, all right, if I don't vote for Garrett, he's probably going to have enough votes to go home regardless of me, unless a compass is played on him. So I'm hoping I'll put my vote on him. It shouldn't really change anything, and hopefully he plays a compass and they can take out either Kyle or Daniel. Obviously it didn't happen that way. He goes home. So Garrett's gone. The more interesting thing is what happens shortly after, because I talked to both Jared and Rob. I finally get to have the conversation with Rob that I've been wanting to have for this whole game, where basically I say to Rob, like, look, I trust you. I don't know why. We never really had a tight one-on-one conversation, but I just do have some faith in you, and you're probably the person I trust the most of our original crew. And honestly, probably left in this game. I don't trust him as a tight alliance, but I do trust him more than anyone else, which probably isn't saying much. So I say to him, like, look, I will have your back. I will let you know if someone's going to vote for you. And he says he'll let me know the same. I don't know if he will, but regardless, right now I'm thinking Rob is my best shot at the end. I don't know who I can beat. I kind of know who I can't beat. So I'm trying right now, I think, a mix of probably Rob and Maddie, and I just have to hope that I can be like, look, they didn't do much. Like, I know I didn't come off as the leader of anything, but they also weren't either. They were always behind someone. I at least had these points where I was at the bottom. No one wanted to work with me, and I fought my way to the end. So that's my goal right now. But I talked to Jared and Rob, and I threw out the idea of maybe it's time that we take this shot at Kyle. Kyle is the number 1 target right now. Everyone knows it. He's running the game. Some people don't seem to like him, and I know he's kind of put a very hard wall between him and some of the people on the other side, to the point of they can't talk to. It's like talking through a muffled wall. Like they are feeling they're not getting anything back from him. So but I still think if he gets to the end, he has the votes to win. So I don't want him in too much longer. And my thing is, I think we're running out of time to make this blindside. He finds advantages all the time. So to me, it's got to happen soon. And I'm almost thinking the next Crossroads might be that time. Because my plan will be, we have now 6 to their 3 of the original party divides. If I can pull in Jared, Rob, and Maddie, and the 4 of us decide we're going to take out Kyle, we pitch to Daniel and Kyle, we got to split the votes between 2 of the other 3 and avoid any compass plays. So this should hopefully make Kyle feel safe enough, like, okay, and I'm actually thinking maybe going to him and be like, look, I'm going to give you the heads up. People have talked to me about Kyle's time is coming. We got to make this move soon, but we can't do it tonight because we need his vote to split. So I'm hoping if he does have any sort of advantage, and me giving him this next time is when you're going to need it, that he won't use it tonight. That tonight he'll be like, okay, I need to save it because next Crossroads is when I'm going to need it. So I'm hoping that I can pull in those 3 people and we say, look, this is the time. We don't tell Gideon, we don't tell Ryan, and we don't tell Chantel, and we tell them all, look, they want to split votes between you guys. I'm going to tell them, like, I don't have a strong say in this. They want to split the votes. I'm sorry, like, I have to go with the majority. So I'm hoping that the 3 of them all flush whatever advantages they then have. Because if Gideon has an advantage and he hears it's going to be a split vote between him and Chantel, he hopefully will play it to avoid him being the one that goes. If that happens and then Kyle holds on to whatever advantage he has, we basically flush all advantages and we get the biggest target out. And then I might be sitting in a very strong spot with 3 people I do not mind going too much further in this game with. So that's my plan tonight. I got to see if I can convince the 3 of them to do it. I think I might be able to because both Rob and Jared seemed like they were like, yeah, we have to take this shot eventually. We're running out of time. You don't want to be sitting there with your loaded gun and never have shot that bullet. You want to shoot it before he puts on his bulletproof vest. And at this point, I think tonight is the last time Kyle is going to feel safe enough to not put that vest on, that we can take the shot and not have to worry about him playing any sort of advantage.
So tonight, I think I blew up my game just a little bit. I tried to make a move to get out Kyle. It didn't go well because I didn't get everybody on board. Daniel and Jared are not on board, and understandably so. Daniel thinks he's a threat. If Kyle leaves, Daniel's a threat. We've also drank a lot of alcohol this evening, FYI. So that is why this may not be making much sense. But I still have my compass. Daniel has a compass. He's like the only one I actually trust in this game. So we'll see what happens. I'm like hoping that tomorrow we actually get Kyle out. It just kind of sucks because like everyone in the game is like really kind of like annoying in the game. And then we just had like a really fun time like drinking on a Friday night together, and I was like, God, I actually really like all of you guys. Why don't you act like this more in the game? You know? Like, why are you guys acting like cool outside the game? And then once we're in the game, you kind of act like assholes. That's where I'm at. Why are they acting like assholes in the game? It would make me like them more. Rob was so fun just now, and I was like, I've never even seen that side of Rob. And like, I don't know. I'm trying to smooth things over with Chantel. She doesn't know that I've been like trying to like keep her name out of the mud. with the other guys. She doesn't know. But I tried to tell her. So I'm just trying to get to the next day. You know? I'm just trying to get to the next day. And like, it is what it is. Anyway, we're at 9. Tomorrow we'll be at 8. I don't know what else. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I thought Gideon was going to go home tonight. Am I confused? I might have been left out of that vote. No, I'm thinking about it. I'll have to run that one back. Anyway, I'm gonna record another one of these tomorrow morning when I'm sober. And we'll see what I actually think. But this is kind of fun to have a little documentation, wouldn't you say? Anyway, I like Chantel. I like Daniel. I like Jared. I like Ryan. I like Rob. That seems like a pretty solid final 5. I'm down to keep going. I just want to keep going. Let's like run this thing all the way through. I could win. Who knows? I could win. Okay, I gotta get off this thing. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow with a sober confessional. Tomorrow. All right, my confessional last night was a little all over the place, so I just want to kind of sum it up with more of a sober approach this time. I messed up my game last night. Totally messed it up. I tried to get Kyle out. Blew up in my face. So that's the goal tonight. Kyle's probably coming for me because there's probably some snake out there that told him that I was the one that said his name. He started acting weird towards me right before Crossroads, so I know that he knows. It's really like no hard feelings. Like I honestly, after like partying with Kyle last night, I have there's no like problem with him. The only problem with him is that I can't beat him at the end. So like, it's just necessary to my game. And I'm kind of annoyed that like Daniel and Jared didn't want to do it last night. I understand why, but like they promised me that tonight could be the night. I'm just really tired of other people controlling my game, and it feels that way right now. So tonight's the night. Guaranteed we're getting Kyle out. He does not have a compass, but he does have a steal a vote because Daniel told me he has to steal a vote. So we got to figure out how that's going to work. But I do think we have enough numbers that it wouldn't matter if he used it anyways. I also feel like I'm like super like easily convinced. So who knows what's going to happen tonight? I could listen to none of myself right now. I could listen to nothing. I get convinced so easily. It's a problem. Like I got convinced last night to keep taking shots. That was a problem because it is about 12:30 and I just rolled out of bed. So thank you to Kyle for having that happy hour for us. It really did me in. But tonight will be fun. It'll be great. Honestly, like if I go tonight, at least I tried. At least I put it all out there. I don't know. I just want to be on. My goal was like get on the jury. I'm gonna be on the jury regardless. I'll be on the jury or I'll be in the final. Either way, I'm a winner.
This is Rob. It is, I don't know what day. We are on day 2 of this rendezvous, and we just had to do this Expedition Feud challenge where we basically had to do a Family Feud style game of identifying what words were attached to what explorers in the game. I did pretty well. I mean, first we were kind of split off into teams, and by teams I mean me and Gideon had to do captain's picks for teams, and my team managed to get into the secondary final round, which is pretty exciting. So I was able to compete for individual exemption, and then Ryan, who is on my team, actually achieved individual exemption for the second time in a row, which, you know, we're on the lookout for and we're like keeping a track of. Which is great, though, otherwise, because it's like, all right, cool. I pick good people, understand what good people are in this game. But then we go and we like start our strategizing for like what the game is going to be. And I first thought I was going to come in with my own strategy, which was one, we split the vote. Because we know Garrett gets 3 penalty votes because he, can you believe it, slept through the challenge. He slept through the challenge, he gets 3 penalty votes. And I was like, all right, let's, you know, he's going to get 3. If he has compass, he has to negate those 3, and he'll probably use those 3, and we could probably only put like 1 or 2 votes on him and vote 4 or 5 votes on someone else, like Gideon. That was my original thought. And I tell that to Daniel, who agrees with me. Tell that to Ryan, who agrees with me. Then I get into a room with Hannah, Chantel, and they're saying, hey, actually, let's vote Kyle out. Granted, I've told you guys, Kyle's a goddamn threat in this game. Kyle's able to get 2 compasses, play them correctly. He's got a great life story, and also he's currently viewed as the leader of our tribe. So if he gets from here to the finals, he's going to win. I mean, if I'm in the jury and Kyle's in the finals, I'm going to be hard-pressed not to vote for him. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Maybe this is the time that we just vote for Kyle, get him out. Then I get into a room with Kyle. Kyle asks me if I want to be part of a Final 2 alliance with him. He literally says a Final 2 or a Final 3 alliance. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Say, hey, no, I don't want to be in a Final 2. I maybe want to actively work against you? Of course I can't do that. So I tell him, yes, I am so down to be in a Final 2 with you. Which, like, I love Kyle. I do. Like, I don't wish any ill will on him. Even in the game, like, I want him to do well. But in order for me to do well, he needs to not be there. So, like, yeah, I lied to him, I guess. I don't intend on being a Final 2 with him. And Kyle, I know you're going to watch this eventually, and I apologize, because you are a threat level. And then, like, as we enter into the not even into Crossroads, into the pre-Crossroads, people are telling me, Daniel specifically, oh, we're all voting Gideon. Okay, cool. I then go into a room with Chantel, and Chantel tells me, no, the plan is still Kyle. Kyle's the plan. Kyle's it. We're all voting Kyle. Like, you're dumb if you don't vote Kyle, basically. Then we get to, let me have a beverage. Then we get to actual tribal council. Then we get to actual Crossroads. People are throwing each other's names out, left, right, center, front, forward, up, and down. Like, it's just unbelievable. Garrett is throwing out Kyle's name. Kyle's throwing out every name to, like, keep himself safe. He doesn't need to throw out that many names. I think he knows he's safe. Because then, you know, we all go out and we're like, oh, I'm voting for who I thought the plan was for. I said that I thought that I'm voting for who I said I would be voting for in the plan. And that plan was for Chantal to know that I was voting with her. And I'm sorry, Kyle, I was voting against you, even though literally 10 minutes before I had said that plan, I told you I had a Final 2. And that's on me. That's on me. Like, you deserve to vote me to not be the winner. if I'm in the final 3 and you're in the jury. Like, I give you full right. That's on me. But anyway, it's like a fucking mess. It's a huge mess. And then Garrett goes home. So Garrett, I guess, didn't have a compass that he wanted to play, or he thought that he was able to swing the votes enough to not need to play a compass. And I learned that Kyle has a vote steal still, which, like, I still forget about. Like, he told me this tonight, and I forgot about this, like, 3 times, even as I'm filming this. I forgot that he has that vote steal out there, which also has some implications as to the last vote, because I think now Ryan may have voted against me, but I don't know. It's like there's so many twists and turns in this game, and I'm not gonna lie, tonight, on this Saturday, March 6th of 2021, every single player in this game who is above the age of 21 has had several beverages. So, like, can you trust any of our confessionals? Probably not. Think about that. But in any case, I'm still thinking, I hope that my people trust me still. Because I still need their goddamn trust. And I'm really glad that I made this, like, final 2 agreement with Kyle, although I don't know if he believes me still. I hope that Daniel and Maddie still believe me. And I hope that I'm still in a good enough position with Chantel, who I actually put my vote on the line by voting for Kyle. Apparently I was the only one who voted with Chantal, and so I hope she knows that I'm being honest with her. Honestly, tonight was a rough night. And I just hope this all works out, because this is like a bit of a crazy night in general, and I'm going a little nuts here. Not gonna be honest. Not gonna lie. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm not gonna lie. In any case, for those of you in the control room watching, wish me luck.
No way. I won the individual exemption challenge again. Maybe that's just what happens when your mom is a former psychologist and you're an aspiring journalist. You just get good at reading people and reading perceptions of people. Plus, I'm constantly observing everyone and taking notes. I was pretty surprised and happy at how many positive adjectives I received during the challenge. But then, Jared wrote my name down for fake. To be fair, I wrote his name down for fake too, but it seems like I have an enemy there. Having any type of enemy in this game is extremely dangerous. So tomorrow, I definitely need to talk to Jared and Kyle a ton and get them on my side, because they're the 2 people I'm least close to. At Crossroads, Garrett was ultimately voted off. I felt bad for him, but it makes sense since he didn't show up for the challenge today. But whoa, when we got back to shelter, Chantel was fuming. We had a plan to get rid of Kyle tonight, but people changed their minds last minute to Garrett, and she was not informed of that. I learned that there's some Chantel versus Kyle and Chantel versus Jared beef, which is great because any drama where I'm not involved deflects the spotlight away from me. All in all, another intense and interesting night. I'm excited to see what's in store for tomorrow. Hopefully, I can clutch a win again.